live at 11:05, probably right on time. We've been with our new camera person doing an awesome job. I am getting serious instruction. You have 2 minutes, you have 1 minute, hurry up, let's be here on time. I'm BC, this is Spirit Cars, and we have Tweety today. Tweety is like, I think we titled it 100% Tea Bucket from top to bottom. Well, we start on the bottom here. And been working on it. This is Alan's car. We've talked about it if you go back in some of the posts or some of the videos about fitting your steering column. There's a hole here for the steering column. Get the brake pedal in. We wanted to get a notch and stuff built in here for you have room for your gas pedal and your brake when you're in the car to make it comfortable. We just like, when we do a turnkey car, we just like it to be slick on the bottom and the top. Not that this is necessarily a show car, but it is a car that's going to be around for a long time. It should just look good. I mean, you may not get under here with a mirror or, just check it all out, but if you do look, it's going to be slick. And you can you see with the camera if you go around? This has not been buffed. This is just, and it's not wet. It's even dry, so it looks like it's wet, but it's looking good. Come around this way a little bit. This sits a little bit different. A lot of our cars, the frame, there's going to be a kick-up, the frame will come along, but it'll normally come past, and the kick-up will come on the outside of the 23. This has got a very short frame, and so it was notched here, so the frame actually goes up into the body, and there's room between the seat insert and this. And this has this little notch out here because the rear end is so close. That gives you some clearance for the rear end, and don't need to be that ornate, but anyway, it looks pretty cool. And you actually see some of this. Under here, I'm not going to unmask it to show you, but we're going to have a gas tank here. You won't even be able to see up here hardly. A lot of around here, the gas tank will hide. So what we did, we took a rubberized undercoating. So this is actually black with rubberized undercoating. And sometimes it's very hard to get in here and paint. This would be difficult to get in here with a gun to spray it and make it look real slick, especially if you're going to be slick. So we're going to leave it black. I think that's going to look great. And the way we've got this masked off now, we're going to mask off the entire underside of the car. This lip, we'll mask it off to here so that no paint can get in here and get overspray on it. We'll kind of back mask it right here a little bit. This will be an easy mask right here. From this area to right here, what we'll do is we'll sand up in here, and then we'll take, and actually once we get the entire inside mask, a good way to blend something like this is when you put you'll get the idea. This is not sticky enough. But I'll put my tape on here, I'll have that sanded back, and then I'll leave the tape up a little bit like this. So when you blend down in there, you're not making a hard line like this, and you're kind of blending up under it. And this is the only area that you're gonna have that in. So you can kind of blend this spot, wet sand it and buff it out, and you'll never know that it's been done like that right here. But this way you can get your bottom looking really good. Okay, done, happy, nice. Flip it over. We're gonna work on the top. I would say today it should be painted on the top. Maybe tomorrow we can see Tweety all yellow, which would be really cool. Comments, likes, shares. I've been watching, we've been doing this on YouTube now, instead of Facebook, all over sharing it on Facebook. So when it's getting shared in a lot of places there, make sure that where we're sharing it, this is for our sharer person. I don't actually do that part, but there are some sites that don't appreciate this, and which is fine. It might be a for sale site, or it might be a different site. So if that's the case, we are not wanting to spam. If we put this on your site and you don't feel it's appropriate, my apologies, and we will do our best not to put it there again. So I'm not trying to spam it around. If you don't want it, that's fine. No, I totally understand that if it's not appropriate. So anyway, that being said, I'm trying to follow up on the questions on YouTube especially. And then we do so much social media that I'm just going to be candid with you. not every post that appears to be me might be me. Somebody else might be answering, and I answered a couple yesterday, and the computer I was on, it wasn't me either. So I answered with Jesse Chester, so that's which is my son. So you know, us old guys and the social media isn't the best thing, but we're trying to figure it out. So comment, make your posts. If you enjoy this, you know, we're so thankful that you're here, and I've had a lot of people encourage me to keep on doing it, which makes it worthwhile. But our goal is to help you build your dream. We're hot rod builders, kind of a different breed. There's just a thing about building your own car. We've been taught in culture today that just go along, just do what you're told, everything will be taken care of for you. Well, that's not the way a hot rodder thinks. How many people actually say, well, I'm just gonna get the parts and pieces and build my own car in the garage? It's a select few. It's a special breed that would even do that, or even drive one. You've got to be. I mean, you don't have all the creature comforts of a, safety bags and this and that and the backup cameras, and the whole culture is going to the point where your car drives for you, and that's not science fiction anymore. That's a reality. So we're kind of a different breed, and I enjoy the idea of we can do it. We'll just get it done. So if anybody's got a quick comment and a question on this, you better talk now. Otherwise, we're going to go into the warning zone, because I don't have a whole lot more to talk about doing the bottom of a car other than do this first. Get it done. Make sure everything is close on top, so you're not doing a massive amount of work. This thing has been blocked a few times. Everything's straight. It's down to a final sand. When you turn it over, you may scuff your primer a little bit or something, but you can deal with that. We'll put a sealer on this. This color, it's bright. It's a bright yellow. We used a white sealer. Now, if I would have used a black sealer under this or a gray sealer, it might not have popped quite as yellow as this is. But this is a color it's a hot rod yellow. I mean, it's popping. And two, when you get your colors, this is clear coated, so it's got the clear coat's going to make it, give it some depth, plus give it some UV protection, which it doesn't need on the bottom, but it will on the top. It's kind of crazy. This same color, very close, maybe a shade a little different. There's a huge range in prices of paint, depending on the pigments that are in it to get this color. So you might want to shop around a little bit. This color could range from, depending on the type of paint and where you get from $800-900 a gallon to $200 or $300 or $400 a gallon. It's all expensive, and you'll get the color so close that you won't be able to tell the difference. So anymore, I'm kind of cautious on the paints that we use. True candies, it's a lot of work. You got to put a base down of a silver or gold or whatever, then you put a transparent color on top of that, and then you put a clear on top of that. Very hard to color match, very hard to keep them streaking. It's just a difficult process to paint. There are paints now that basically a base coat, clear coat, it looks so similar to a candy that it's like, if you didn't know, you couldn't tell the difference. So as you're picking your color, that's my opinion now, don't get so stuck on a certain color. I mean, just a color code that you don't look at some of your options that are so similar that may be easier to paint and a little bit cheaper. So that's about all I can add for my hot rodding here. So we're going to go into the danger zone now for sure. This is the trigger time. We may talk about God. We just had last night. It was awesome. It was awesome. My daughter really initiated, but I had all my grandkids were there and my kids were there. We did a Passover meal, and it was great. It's telling a story, and the story is just, it's a powerful story. This morning, I had a up and down day on the farm. I mean, it was excitement, and it was just, I got koi. I've got some koi, and I've got multiple koi ponds, and I've got these koi. They're not, pet store koi. These things are big, beautiful. These are nice koi. I had one pond's got a bunch of them in it. I had 4 of them dead this morning, and the pond was, it turned over, and it was just like my filtration, something happened, and now I'm just like struggling to, I gotta save the remaining 8 fish that are in there, and it's like I got death on the farm this morning. And at the same time, one of my goats is kidding. So she's in the middle of kidding, and I'm like, okay, I'm dealing with this. They're dying over here, and there's new life over here. And so we got us a little girl, little doeling. So that's always exciting when you've got dairy goats. You want the girls, you don't want the boys. So good, I mean a good mama, everything's healthy and all that's exciting. And it's a doeling. She didn't have twins, but I got thinking, we're in the middle of all this, everything. It's like life is going on, you know, then I get in my car and I'm off to work and I got a gazillion things going on here, and you know, then got all these routines, got all these things of priority, got all these priorities. But I got to thinking, there's 2 things that really stop all the rest of it. Death. What else matters? I mean, death is just like, okay. And birth, life, new birth. It stops everything else. And it's different. It's like, no, there's no routine in that. It's just like new life. It's like, wow, it's crazy. This is, wow, look at this. And then the other side of it, it's the end. So, just thinking about that today, and then having last night, I'm so thankful when we finally did it. I don't know how. If you call me religious, it's pretty much an insult. I'm not a religious person. I am under grace. I don't have to live under the law, under these rules. Although the law and the rules are good, it's a good for us. But we can't abide by all of it. We've all sinned, and it's like we're in big trouble. So there was an escape. I mean, there was a way of escape. Israel was in bondage in Egypt, and God made a way of escape. And at the same time, the picture of the Passover lamb, the sacrifice that was made is the exact picture of Yeshua and Jesus and all that he did. So how we got to a place where religious leaders, Christian religious leaders, led us down the path of the Easter Bunny, it just makes me angry. But at the same time, there was a song the kids were singing. It was Deyua. Deyua. Is it Deyua? Deyua. I think it's Deyua. It means it's enough. I mean, and then we had the video going, and the kids were jumping and singing. That would be the Hebrew word, but the meaning is it's enough. It's enough. What God has done for us just to rescue us. Just that is enough. But no, he has poured the blessings on us like above and beyond. We are blessed beyond. It's more than enough. It would have been enough, but no, that wasn't enough for God. It's more than enough. We have more than enough. So, and I mean the little ones, they were all jumping and singing and doing, and it was awesome. So I do have some scripture we can read, which is good. And so we started a new tradition. I mean, it was a tradition, and it wasn't one of Easter eggs and Easter bunny. It was one of recognizing what God did for us. And no, we're not under legal obligation for some kind of ritual Passover meal, but it was a remembrance that everything that we went through was awesome. So I would check that out. So here, I'll just read this for you, because it's a pretty serious thing. God goes to Moses, who's not even in Egypt no more, been kicked out because he was trying to defend his people. And God goes to him, and then Moses said to God and tells him, you got to go back and rescue all your people. And if I come to the people of Israel and say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you, and they ask, what is his name? What shall I say to them? So God said to Moses, I am who I am. And he said, say this to the people of Israel, I am has sent me to you. God also said to Moses, say this to the people of Israel, the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and thus I am to be remembered throughout all generations. So I was thinking that, and I think in the tradition, we just started a tradition last night that was awesome. But is it a verbal tradition? Did we hand it down to our children? Is it written? This is like, I've had this Bible for a long time. I mean, a pretty long time. It's come apart a long time ago. And then you can kind of see, I did have a duct tape for quite a long time, and that was working. And finally, it was falling apart so much that I had to just put it in this little leather thing. So it works out pretty good. But I remember many, many, many years ago, I had a cat, and I had this thing sitting open on my dresser, and the cat jumped on the dresser and ripped one of the pages. Look at this. It ripped the corner out of this page. And I saved it for the longest time, but it's not here no. No, it actually. Oh, okay. Wait. It got 2 pages. Yeah, one was gone and one was stuck on there for a while. So I'm missing part of the word. I mean, is that gone forever? Well, it's been recorded other places, but what if? But that might have been important. I don't know. It says, first of all, you must something, and then it says, understand this, that scoffers will, what am I missing? The traditions are important. Life happens, death happens, but what's in between is like, the I Am has a plan for us. He is, he was, he will be, he's always. From the beginning to the end, from the top to the bottom, everywhere, he's there. We can make it as good as we can make it, but we can't make it perfect. I'm trying to hide some stuff here. I did a pretty good job of hiding it. I'm trying to hide a little bit of stuff under here where you can't see it, and we'll hide it, but it's there. There's always that little bit of stuff we're hiding. Our God is perfect from the top to the bottom, from the beginning to the end, and he has got a plan, and he is more than enough. Deua, I think it's called, Deua. It's a song for the kids on Passover. So till tomorrow, hope I didn't preach too much for you, but we're going to do something else tomorrow, and I don't even know what, so we'll see you then.